everyone. So you are joined on Collect Live with myself and Josiah, and we would love to hear how you enjoyed the service, and highlights and favourite bits from this morning's interview between Laura and Helen Yousaf. And if you've got any questions or prayer requests as well, please jot them down and we can pray for them right here, can't we?
Definitely.
So that would be great. So yeah, do jot anything down.
Yeah, for sure. So, with the service, guys, I mean, that was incredible. I enjoyed it thoroughly myself, and I reckon, just everything that Helen spoke on was so, practical, definitely for this season that we are in, and it was just incredible. So, I want you guys to write into the comments what was your favourite part of the service today. What was, just write in your service, the message, anything that you loved, let us know. What about you, Becca? What was your favourite part?
I loved how she was building confidence in us and encouraging us and saying, like, do you know what? Like, he's not going to fail you. If he's put something in you, it will, he's not going to put something in you and then be like, oh, good, I set you up to fail. Like, there you go. Sorry about that. He's going to put something in you and then say, look, if you try this out, I will catch you if you fall, and it will be successful because that is what I've asked you to do. And it says in the Bible, I will equip you for the things that I need you to do. So if he's asked you to do something, go and do it. Like, step out and do it. And she's put here, what's the worst that could happen? And I've put a comment underneath, something that God has spoken to me about before several times, saying, well, when have I ever failed you? Like, you don't need to be afraid to do this, because give me an example of when I failed you before. And I can't ever, because obviously he doesn't.
Exactly.
So yeah, I thought that was super encouraging.
Yeah, definitely.
That was really good.
Just looking on chats now. So I'm on YouTube and I just see Joe. I see you on there. So you wrote in, you said, love this intro. So I'm just going to pick up on that first. So I just want to say a massive thank you and hats off to Daniel Williams. So he does all of our sort of video or any of our slides that you guys see, or the creativity and like how good they are. That hats off, that all goes to Daniel. So that intro was all done by him, and that was done for today. It's the first time it was done. So it was incredible. That was the first time I saw it personally, and it's just awesome the work he does. So I just want to say thank you to him for that.
Great.
And Joe's also said, it's time to shake up and stop being predictable. And I like that. I reckon that's, it's so true. Definitely in this season. And I wrote down a few comments that Helen was talking about. And, one thing she mentioned was, she said, have to stop being afraid of getting things wrong, the unknown. And the unknown is where God takes over. And I reckon that's so true.
Yeah.
It's where we get out of our comfort zone, where we don't know, like what's going to happen next, is where God moves. Because that's when then we have to trust God. And I tend to laugh to myself because it's so true. We have to trust God. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what is there. And that's where God uses us. And especially in this time that we are in during, with everything that's going on and the unknown of what is next. What's God doing with the church, the building, but also the church in general as us as followers? What is he doing in us in this time? And I think that's so true. And it's just, exciting to see what God is using, God is using, and also making in us as individuals, and what is changing inside of us. So I reckon that's awesome. So how about Facebook?
Yeah, we've got a comment from Louise Menzies here that says, Helen was amazing. What a spirit-filled lady. Yes, she was. She was so good. And I can't wait for next week when she will be leading the worship. Yep. So we'll get another glimpse of that, which is something to really look forward to. I've got Bethany Laycock saying she loved the fact we were literally inside her house when we answered the door. I love that as well. She was so chilled. And I was saying to Josiah, I love the fact that she kept just picking up some pictures, saying, here's one I drew, here's one I painted. And it's just this incredible prophetic painting that she just has, hanging around her house that she's done. But yeah, I loved that. She was so chilled. So filled with the Spirit. I think that pretty much sums it up, which was great.
Yeah.
Sunny has said he loved all the vibrancy and the joy of the message from Helen, as well as the brilliant testimonies, especially the prophetic and the creativity. He thought it was super brilliant. And I'd agree with you there, Sunny. I thought it was super brilliant as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, it's one thing you were saying with her being like raw and just, so basically open with everyone. Like we were in her house. And one thing I want to pick up as well is a dog. Like so cute. Oh my goodness. It's such a cute dog as well. But the fact that she was just willing to be open, there's those people that are very, I don't know, can sometimes be like, won't sort of be that open in certain areas. Definitely. Where, she was raw and she was just like, I'm going to talk about God and how much I love Jesus and you guys can, be here with my dog. You guys can be here with my house, and that's not going to change the message that comes across. I reckon that's so powerful, and it's just awesome. So yeah, I love that.
That's definitely. So good. Even the postman got a bit of a message there, didn't he, as well?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm looking on YouTube, and I just saw Pastor Daniels wrote in. He said, "Such a powerful message from Helen Yusuf. Yeah. Super exciting about her leading worship next week. I reckon that is going to be awesome.
It will be.
It's going to be awesome. Even the parts where she sung in like those parts in that, where she was singing, I reckon like just her voice alone, and that was awesome. And I reckon it's just going to be crazy. So make sure you guys tune in and be prepared, because I reckon that's going to be such a good worship. Not like it never is. I reckon the worship all the time is amazing, but it's going to be awesome. So, yeah, and also hats off to the worship team as well.
Yes.
We're seeing all these new worship that is coming out with all like sort of the camera work that we have. And I just want to say hats off to you guys, because, coming in from a season where it's been a bit different or a bit delayed, and you guys coming back to, worshiping together in the Lord's house, and you guys are just amazing. So it was awesome.
There's been a definite lift, hasn't there? 100%. A lift of the worship, and for all of us to see the worship band together back on the platform and leading the worship is just incredible. So
for sure.
Yeah, that's something awesome. I know a lot of people are enjoying more.
Yeah, definitely.
Gary has said here that it's not about pleasing people, it's about pleasing Jesus, which I wholeheartedly agree with. And that goes back to the whole thing, doesn't it? Like when you feel silly and you think, I don't want to do this, I don't want to give this to this person because I'm going to look really silly. And actually, well, why wouldn't you look silly for Jesus? If Jesus has asked you to do something, it's a small price to pay, isn't it? Looking silly for a second, but actually doing something that Jesus has asked you to do. Yeah. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And I like what she said about, when she was mentioning, if you get called a Fruit Loop, she's like, I get called Fruit Loop. I also get called Fruit Loop by my children, so it doesn't matter. And I reckon
what's
so
the point?
True. Like at the end of the day, we can get called these like names sometimes, or if you do something, someone might say like, oh, you're crazy. But so what? We are crazy. Who wants to not be? Who wants to live a normal life?
Who wants to be boring?
Exactly.
Who wants to be normal?
Exactly. So I reckon that's so true. And just the fact that she was just so open about everything was just amazing coming across. Definitely.
So great. Have you got any more comments there on YouTube?
I'll have a look. So we have, so Carol Morris. Hello, how's it going? So, she says, she likes it raw as well. The fact that she was just, as we were mentioning, how Helen was just so open about everything.
Yeah.
And she just, Carriage Road, and then I love Becca's example of the traffic lights.
Oh, great.
I do. I reckon that, I agree with you, Carol. I reckon that was amazing. It was very, very relatable, and it was very well done. So
good. I'm glad it reached some people. That was good. I've got a comment from Mark here. Says, I love that Helen actually sang the parts of the songs rather than just speak the lyrics. What a voice. Yeah, that I thought that was so meaningful, isn't it, when you actually bring it across in that way, and also giving us a little glimpse of what next week's going to be like.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. That's a really good point.
I'm going to have a few other points I want to pick up on that Helen actually talked about. And one of them was, to be creative in this time. And like Helen showed in her, the call and the interview that it was, the artwork that she had, oh my goodness, as Becca, you mentioned before, she pointed them up and she's like, oh yeah, here's my artwork.
Here's a bit of artwork,
puts it down while I'm sitting there gobsmacked, look at that piece of artwork. How do you not just be like, I'd be posting that if I did that, post out on all my, YouTube. I'd be posting out on Facebook and Instagram. Just oh, everyone look at this. But she was so chill.
She's so humble.
And it's amazing. And the work that she was doing, she was talking about with the artwork and giving it to, key workers or people that, you might not be able to hug or have interactions at this time. But sharing something like an artwork of Jesus and then putting a hope message on that, I reckon that's so powerful. So true. And it's just amazing. So I'm going to have a quick look on YouTube just to make sure there's anyone else has written in.
I'd love to see more of her paintings as well. I think she said there was a website that they could go to. So maybe we can get that on the CLC website at some point, maybe a link to her paintings that we can look at, because I know there was a really cool one that she showed briefly that was an NHS worker in all of their PPE and all of their sort of protective equipment, and that Jesus was just sat at their feet washing their feet as the NHS worker was just crying from exhaustion. And I thought, wow, that was so powerful. And she showed it for a couple of seconds and then took it down.
Yeah.
But I thought, actually, do you know what? pictures like that were around in the community, you know, on the bus stops, on the side of the buses,
Yeah.
like where the adverts normally are. If we had pictures like that, like that would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's just so much. It changes an atmosphere, so it is very
Yeah.
powerful.
So I'd
Yeah.
love to maybe have a closer look at some of those paintings that she does.
Yes. So
Which would be
I
cool.
actually have the website here. So it is, if you guys were wanting to know, the website for her paintings. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, it was up here for a minute. It is www.helen-yusuf-art.com/. So
Great.
if you guys didn't get that, I'm sure it's just, I can see it on screen now. It's just come up. So
Brilliant.
it's just come up there. So guys, go click on that. You'll see all of her amazing art. Like we've been saying, it is just incredible. And I do agree with Becky. You know, if that more of that art was put everywhere, I reckon we could reach so many more people as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So powerful what she's doing in this time.
I'd love to have a quick chat about like so she mentioned creative flares.
Yeah.
And like I feel like when people think of creative flares, they think of like fine art, like drawing and painting. And if they're great at that, brilliant. And if they're not, people are like, oh, do you know what? I'm not good at that. That's not for me. But creativity is more than that, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
for those of you who like to bake, and so that's my creative flair.
Yeah.
Like I create through food.
100%.
And
It's amazing. Yeah.
so that's like where my creativity comes out. My husband Joe is creative through music and through worship, so his flair is there. It's definitely not artwork for him, but he's working on it.
Yeah.
But there's lots of different creative ways that we can do that. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, just have a think or a quick, you know, ask around to saying to people, hey, I'd love to be more creative. Can you tell me what I'm good at? Maybe family members or spouses can give you a hint of what you could do. Because remember, it's not all, you know, paint or baking or whatever. It's a range of things that you can do.
Definitely. I reckon that's so powerful. So I want to leave you guys with the question before we come into a close.
Yeah.
And actually, Joe wrote in, it's a good question. He says, are we being creative? And if not, how do we? And I think that's, you know, it is good in this season, as Becca was saying, creativity isn't just painting or drawing as a lot of people might think. It's a lot. Being creative is in so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, we get that from our Father, you know, God. We get all of our creativity. Everything that we have is from Him. So I think that is something that we can tap into. And I want to see you guys, you know, next time we are on, I want to get testimonies of you guys being creative, what you guys been doing, who you've been sharing it with. And I just want to be seeing them. So it is that time. We're coming to a close. I want to say thank you once again for tuning in to this morning, the service this morning, and also the Connect Live. Remember, we have the 6 p.m. service later tonight. So please tune in for that, because we have Danny Miller, who will be bringing the word. And like always, he is incredible. So without further ado, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you later tonight. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.